JUTC employee hospitalized with burns after fire at Spanish Town Depot. An employee of the Jamaica Urban Transit Company JUTC was taken to hospital on Sunday night with burns from a fire at the Spanish Town Depot in St. Catherine. One bus was destroyed and 2 had minor damage from the heat of the fire. The cause of the blaze is being investigated. Acting Assistant Commissioner in charge of the Jamaica Fire Brigade Area 3, Dennis Lines, said the JUTC unit was already engulfed in flames when firefighters from the Spanish Town station arrived at the depot after they were alerted about 9:27 p.m. He said the JUTC employee who sustained burns had been taken to hospital just before the brigade's arrival. Transport Minister Darrell Voss, who is abroad, told reporters that the preliminary investigation in the blaze revealed that the bus burst into flames and that there was no evidence of arson. Efforts to reach officials from the JUTC have been unsuccessful. Government to financially assist athletes who make Olympic team. Athletes who make the national team for the Paris Olympic Games will be assisted financially by the government with their preparations going into the event. The announcement was made by Minister of Sport Olivia Bobsy-Grange at a press conference at the J3A's office head on the week National Junior and Senior Championships. Athletes will be given $360,000 each. Meanwhile, there is an adjustment to the schedule of events as the men's 400 meter will have first round and semi-final action on Thursday opening day, with the final scheduled for the second day on Friday at 8 p.m. This is to help to give the 4x4 relay team at least chance to qualify for the Olympics, with this event to get underway at 8:05 p.m. on Sunday's final day of the championships. Court of Appeal to begin examining decision on DPPs tenure. A Court of Appeal hearing to clarify issues that has arisen from the Constitutional Court's decision in April that resulted in King Counsel KC Paula Llewellyn stepping aside as Director of Public Prosecutions DPP got underway yesterday. The hearing, which is scheduled for 5 days, will be presided over by a 3-judge panel led by Justice Jennifer Straw and including Justices Vinette Harris and Chris Leng. The full court in April ruled that the change in the Constitution in July last year to raise the age of retirement for the DPP and the Auditor General from 60 to 65 was valid. However, the court struck down an amendment that it said gave Llewellyn the power to elect to remain on the job. It declared the provision unconstitutional. Following the ruling, attorneys representing People's National Party lawmaker who has initiated the challenge said the ruling meant that Llewellyn would have to leave office immediately. However, other parties, including Attorney General's Chamber and Minister of Justice Delroy Truck, were of the view that no such order has been made. The Attorney General consequently advised that after careful consideration and in the interest of the public, he would be appealing the ruling to have the issues resolved and determined by the Court of Appeal. Shortly after, the Attorney General's Chambers issued a brief statement advising that Llewellyn was stepping away from her duties. It said that due to ambiguity and uncertainty from court's ruling, the DPP had advised that she was unable to carry out the function of her office at this time. But the release also sparked calls for further clarity on whether the DPP had resigned. However, her lawyer, Douglas Lees, KC, advised that then she had not resigned, and further, that it would not be advisable for her to resign her position until the Court of Appeal has finally determined the issues. Senior Deputy DPP Claudette Thompson was then appointed to act in the post of DPP. The DPP reached the age of retirement in 2020 but got a 3-year extension which ended in September 2023. The judges further ruled that the only lawful way to extend Llewellyn's current tenure is by agreement between the Prime Minister of Jamaica and Leader of the Opposition. Opposition lawmakers Philip Powell and Peter Bunting had initiated the challenge to the amendment to the Constitution, while the Attorney General was the respondent in the matter. Education Ministry to hire consultant to help obtain appropriate CCTV cameras for nation schools. The Education Ministry has made steps to hire a consultant to help in obtaining the appropriate closed-circuit television CCTV cameras to enhance security at schools. Mrs. Williams gave the update during a smart board handing over ceremony at Bethabra Primary School in Newport, Manchester on Friday. She explained that the consultant would assist with preparing a document that would then be taken to Cabinet for approval. After its approval, the procurement phase would begin. Mrs. Williams said the government remains committed to ensuring measures are taken to address the issue of safety effectively.
We're taking the same approach that we're taking for technology with security cameras as part of the technology in ensuring all of our schools have access to security cameras. We're in the throes of putting together the documentation for it. I think within a week or so we'll have a consultant on board to help us define what it is that we want, because at different schools you need different numbers and all kinds of things. So we don't have the knowledge internally. So we have embarked on that process so that we have a proper document that we can take to Cabinet for approval and take through the procurement process. So you may not see it tomorrow, but know that this is a priority as well for the government. And rather than buying one or two cameras and sticking them on schools, we're doing it better than that. The same way that we're doing, the tablets and laptops and so on. We're doing the massive purchase for everyone because we don't want to continue to have inequity in the system where some schools have and others don't. And usually it's the country schools that are left out, not true. So we're taking, a business-like approach to it because we recognize that security in our schools is a concern.
Bunting demands resignation of Wincheng led SRHA board amidst record maternal mortality rate. Senator Peter Bunting, the People's National Party representative for Manchester South, is calling for the immediate resignation of the board of the Southern Regional Health Authority, SRHA, led by Wincheng, in light of the alarming increase in maternal mortality rates. Bunting calls following the Health Minister and Wellness Population Health Status Report for the period 2000 to 2022, which showed the maternal mortality rate as high as 211.3 per 10,000 live births in 2021 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. In a statement to the media, Bunting said the Southern Regional, which covers Manchester, Clarendon and St. Elizabeth, has seen maternal deaths skyrocketed tenfold within the period. This tenfold increase in maternal mortality is not only alarming but absolutely unacceptable. Such a drastic decline in healthcare quality demands immediate action and accountability, Bunting stated, noting an increased share of the national budget and the additional $4 billion from the European Union to upgrade facilities at several hospitals, including Mandeville Regional Hospital. The PNP representative aligned the increased rate in maternal mortality with poor management of resources. Nobody can come with the idea that it's lack of financial resources, it is poor management, it is waste, and it is quite frankly corruption, where they are not doing better, Bunting claimed. Consequent to this, the representative is calling for the immediate resignation of the Southern Regional Health Authority Board. There can be only two explanations for this catastrophic failure. Either the board has completely neglected its supervisory responsibilities, or they have not been provided with the necessary resources to perform their duties. In either case, their continued leadership is untenable, Bunting stated. If they lack the resources, they should publicly declare the inability to perform their role and step down. The rapid deterioration of our health system cannot continue unabated, as it directly results in the loss of lives, he continued. Bunting further called for the crisis to be urgently addressed to prevent further unnecessary deaths and restore the quality of healthcare services for the citizens of Manchester, St. Elizabeth and Clarendon. The lives of our citizens depend on responsive and accountable healthcare system. We cannot afford to ignore this crisis any longer. Immediate and decisive action is needed to restore faith in our healthcare services and protect the health and well-being of Jamaicans, he stated. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.